The other significant thing we did, besides some of these, working with groups in survey feedback, where they, did plan things, and I mentioned that earlier. But the other significant thing we did was to engage them in what's classically been called T groups. Mm-hmm. Of the 400 and some people in that plant, 200 over time had a T group, often with their in-tech work groups. Mm-hmm. And that's very powerful because you don't have to deal with transfer then. They whatever they learn then, they keep doing. How am I going to do this back at work?
Like here and now is equal to there and then, right?
That's right. And they bring up in that circumstance the topics are topics they're really dealing with at work, the furnace recovery and everything. And in that case, our job was, in the classical T group sense, was to have them deal directly with each other on it, have them be aware of how it was affecting them emotionally, actually help them problem solve some plans they're going to make. But we had a huge amount of them, a couple hundred, go through that kind of intensive training. Otherwise, we were just working the system a lot on the floor. But I want to underscore that I could not have achieved that without this man, Don Simoni. And I write a lot about him in my Cultural Change and Organization book, and I love what he says. This book is right on. The story is very real. It's what we did at the 3 plants I managed. Anyway.
So, Bob, it sounds like Action Research. I think Kurt Levine and Ron Lippitt would just be smiling and just thrilled at what you did.
Yeah.
How did I'm assuming that the work teams identified log jams, places where improvement was needed. And then did they report it out? Was there some sort of a process you helped them develop for, let's say one of the 2 or 3 of the people on the teams had an idea that here's a problem and here's a solution. Was there some sort of a mechanism you helped them develop?
Well, it would be in the group to come up with plans and then they dealt with their supervisor around, here's things we're thinking of doing. There were a lot of things they were delegated to do within clear parameters, that they could just do. But if
they didn't have to get permission or anything, they were just within these limits, they could just
parameters, right?
Try it out, right?
Now those things have to be monitored, and incidentally, the workers are great at saying, here's a way you can find out what this is, I'll help you, so Rita, what I'm doing. But basically, then it would be running stuff by Rita. But when a group is that active and engaged, the supervisor, 85.6% of the time is going to say go with it, or even higher. But the thing that wasn't clear before was somebody's accountable. She is single point responsible. And so therefore, even this group come up and everybody agreed on something like, let's say, a consensus. She still had to take the hit if it didn't work. So she still had to approve it, It's a disaster to have any group think they can just do anything they want without approval. And that's not the way the world works, not the way that democracy works, it's not the way anything